The next time you need a haircut, think of the barbershop with a grand tradition. Williams Barbershop. Williams Barbershop, proud to serve the entire community of Eufaula. Come by to our new location, new facilities, and see what it's like to be treated in style at Williams Barbershop in the old J.C. catalog store. There is another choice for making funeral arrangements. Central Funeral Services, located in Eufaula and Louisville, Alabama. With one-of-a-kind staff, thrives on professionalism and meeting the unique needs of families with a wide variety of services. Owned and operated by the Mixon family. Call 687-1060 or 266-5261. Melissa Mixon Smith.
Good morning, good morning, good morning to all of our viewers this morning. Good morning to all of my periscopers. I know you thought I was losing my mind. I had Periscope on and I wasn't saying anything, but I was trying to adjust some stuff so that I could do three things at one time. I could broadcast my radio program, record it for my TV, and also put it on Periscope. So I want to say good morning to you. Father God, we come again this day to thank you for another opportunity, and we ask that you would use us this day in some way that you might be glorified. Amen. I want to start off by telling you that I come this morning and I'm very, very disappointed. I'm very disappointed at the outcome of the election. I'm very disappointed at the outcome of our local proposal. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about our local proposal where we had on the ballot where we wanted to give the county workers and the sheriff deputies, we wanted to give them a raise, and we had a proposal on there, and it lost big. I mean, it lost big. But several things I want to address with that. Several things I want to address. I want to address the fact that those of you who don't own property, you voted against it, and it wasn't going to cost you a thing. It wasn't going to cost you a thing if you didn't own any property. Now let me say this to the property owners. I understand the argument that the property owners had. The property owners said, if you're going to put tax on somebody, put it on everybody. Now, I understand your argument, property owners. I understand your arguments, and I understand why you voted against it. You thought it was unfair. And I may agree with you, but I want you to know I understand your argument. Your argument was those who own property saying that if we are going to raise tax, let's raise it on everybody, not just the property owners. I understand your argument. I don't understand the argument of those who don't own no property. Why would you not want to give the county employees a raise? Why would you not want to give the sheriff deputies a raise? Now, next thing I want to address, I want to address the fact that as I began to go around and talk to folks, and there's other folks who talk to folks. You ain't got to take my word for it. We got elected officials that you don't trust. Why in the world would you elect somebody and then don't trust them once they get in office? And don't you know that if you got somebody in office that you don't trust, simply all you got to do is recall. There's not an elected official. I don't care how long they've been serving in office. There's not an elected official that can't be recalled. And if you're gonna hurt the workers because you don't like the elected officials, I think something wrong with that. And I want to say this from talking to folks. I want to say to all you elected officials that's getting ready to run for re-election, man, y'all need to get out there and talk to these folks. And you ain't got to take my word for it. You talk to folks and talk to somebody else who was out there working as hard for this thing as I was, and you'll find out that overwhelmingly the folks say And they don't trust y'all. Y'all elected officials, and people don't trust you. They say you're not doing anything, and that the money wasn't going to go where it was supposed to go. Let me address that. I did all kind of research, and I gave you all kind of information. I gave you information not based on rumor, but based on fact. I gave you information based on fact. Fact number one, the money was going to go exactly where the bill said it was going to go. The bill said the money was going to go for a raise for our county employees. The county employees, man, you got folks working, making minimum wage. You got county workers who are on welfare. The money was going to go for the sheriff deputies to get a raise, not the sheriff, but the sheriff deputies and the jailer, and it was going to maintain vehicles and be able to buy vehicles. This is a large county, man. You got folks out there in these old raggedy vehicles. Just think about if you living out there and you calling for the sheriff department, you need them to get there quick and they can't come because the vehicle is too raggedy. You think about that. And so, and again, I'm going to say this. Facts was put out there. Facts was put out that nobody could touch that money. Nobody was going to touch that money. You know, and people are saying it here we are almost a week after the election, and people still saying, I didn't vote for it because their money wasn't going to go. Come on, man. You know, you just say you didn't vote for it, but don't say you didn't vote for it, because the next thing I want to address, and this what I got. I want to give you a number. 334 area code 232-4532, and I'm getting ready to say something, and if I'm saying something wrong, I want you to call the station, because I don't want to be on this air saying something wrong. First thing, I only saw, now I'm telling you what I saw. I only saw one church van making itself available to take people to the poll. First African Baptist Church. I saw their van. I saw Mr. Watson on that van, and I'm sitting here right now trying to think of the young lady that was with him on the church van. That's the only one. Now, if you're local, I'm just talking about the local folks. Periscopers, you got to bear with me. Now I'm talking to the local churches. 232-4532. If I'm wrong, if there was another church, but I can't see everything, but I went all across this county, and the only church van I seen taking people to the poll, I seen one, and that was First African Baptist. That's the only one I saw.
Two churches there.
Dr. Hunter.
Oh.
Dr. Hunter's the pastor over there. But Mr. Watson and another lady, they was actually on the van. Mm-hmm. All right. Now, I saw Mr. James Thomas providing rides to the poll. Mr. James Thomas, Thomas Bellbond was providing rides to the poll. Mm-hmm. 4532. 232-4532. If I'm wrong, Mr. Cobb, Mr. Lucius Cobb, was not only providing rides to the poll, but he was the only elected official that I saw out on election day. I'm talking about election day now. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm not talking about what the senator and the representative did and Ms. Johnson did at the meeting. I'm not talking about. I'm talking about what happened on election day. The only elected official who I've seen out there trying to encourage people to go vote and take people to the poll was Mr. Lucius Cobb, city councilman. That's all I saw. And yes, I was taking people to the poll. I worked up there with Mr. Thomas. That's all I saw. Mm-hmm. Now, if I miss somebody and you're out there listening to me, you please don't let me get off this air. Call while I'm on the air, so I can tell the folks who was concerned enough about them that they would provide rides to the poll. Mm-hmm. Now that's what I saw. Mm-hmm. That's what I saw. 232 local, 4532. Those of you who want to call and you're not local, 334 is area code, 232-4532. I can stand behind what I'm telling you. I'm telling you what I saw. I'm telling you what I saw or what I didn't see. We did not go to the polls. We did not go to the poll. And I think that it's a shame. I think that it's a shame that we don't care enough about those who care about us. There are more non-landowners than there are landowners. And I'm not mad at the landowners. But I tell you this to you landowners, you ought to be ashamed. 20 cents on every $100. Come on, man. Come on, man. 20 cents on every $100, all they was asking for. But I understand the argument of the landowners. People that own land, own property, I understand. I understand you. I understand. But I say this to us. There was enough of us. There was more of us in Barber County that don't own a blade of grass. And if all of us would have voted for that, we could sit here this morning and our county officials, county workers, I'm sorry, and our deputies would have a raise this morning. But we didn't do it. Now I want to say this again. I want to say this again to the elected officials. This is not me saying it. This is what the people are saying it. And if you don't believe me, get out there. Get out there with the people. Again, 232-4532. Elected officials, if you don't believe me, call me this morning on the air and tell me you don't believe me. The folks don't trust you. The folks don't trust you. And I want to say to the deputies, I want to say to the county workers, it was not nothing against you that they did not give you a raise. It was not against you. Now, I want to say this too. I want to say this to the county workers and to the sheriff deputies. Y'all didn't work hard enough for this thing. I want to say it to the county workers, those, and I told y'all the night of the election, those of you who was going to benefit from it, y'all didn't work hard enough for it. Y'all, as a matter of fact, very few of y'all I've seen working for it at all. So you got to be fair. Now, if I'm not telling the truth, 232-4532. Call me. I'll put you on the air. I'll give you as much time as you want to say that if you're going to prove me wrong. Folks did not trust the elected officials. They wasn't against. They wanted to give the county workers a raise. I believe that, Mr. Whitley. I believe that to the bottom of my heart. Mm-hmm. And they wanted to give the deputies a raise. They know that people deserve that. But we had two problems. We had those who owned property thought it wasn't fair. Thought the bill was not fair. Mm-hmm. All right. And then you had those who just didn't care. And then the third thing, those who was going to benefit from it, they didn't work hard enough. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. They didn't work hard enough. That's one thing. That's one thing. I'm gonna use you as an example. When you have something, you work it, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You work it.
Oh yeah.
You work it. And if something is out there for me to benefit from it, mm-hmm. ain't nobody should outwork me.
That's right.
And the county employees, y'all got outworked. Sheriff deputies, y'all got out. Now, I know the deputies couldn't go out there in uniform. Mm-hmm. But man, you ain't in uniform all the time.
That's right.
Huh? Y'all need to work this thing. I'm not gonna fuss. I'm not gonna fuss at the people that own property. Mm-hmm. I just think that if you own property, 20 cents on every $100 wasn't gonna hurt you. Mm-hmm. I really believe that it wasn't gonna hurt you. You understand? But those of us who don't own a piece of grass, we should have voted yes for that bill, and that thing would have won. You follow me?
Right.
I begged the churches last Sunday, and now I want the churches to call and say that they was doing something. I begged them last Sunday to use their vans, and take people to the poll. If some money would have been circulating, man, you'd have tripped over yourself. People taking people to the poll.
Yes, sir.
That's a shame. Mm-hmm. 232-4532. The phone ain't rung yet. The phone ain't rung. You know why they have not rang?
They ain't getting it.
Because I'm telling the truth. Mm-hmm. I'm telling the truth. I'm telling the truth. Let me tell you. People sit around and just come up with all kind of lies. I'm not gonna call. I'm not a fella died here not long ago, right here, about a week or so ago. I'm not even gonna call the name out of respect for the family. And then somebody running around talking about he left me a whole bunch of money. And you know, I don't understand where lies come from. I don't understand how they get started. Didn't even know the man. Didn't even know the man. But I guarantee you, if he'd left me some money, you'd have known it. I'd walk through town with blowing my horn, waving at people. You know, I don't know how stuff gets started. But when you have a chance to make a difference, when you have a chance to make a difference and you don't, shame on you. Shame on you. We sit around and complain about this and complain about that, and when you have a chance to make a difference, you don't. I want to speak to the Christian folks. I want to speak to the churches. I want to speak to the pastors, and I'm saying to us. They tell me Teddy Pendergrass wrote this song, or sung this song. It's time to wake up. Wake up, everybody. We've been sleeping too long. We need to wake up, man. We need to wake up. You see how much hatred is being. I watch these debates, man, and it troubles me with all that hatred that's being spoken out there. Good morning, Mr. G, man. God bless you, man. You came up here and you blessed me last Sunday, and I appreciate that. I want to say that to Mr. G, man. I want to say good morning to a lot of folks, man, but this is heavy on me. Let me get this off my mind, and then next week we'll talk. I still want to encourage you to go to church. I want to tell you about March the 19th at 3 p.m. over at Mount Moriah. That's on Highway 165 here in the city of Eufaula, where they're going to have the Women's Missionary Society having their program. And one of the finest preachers that ever stood in God's pulpit, Reverend Lakeisha Anderson. She's the pastor over at New Mount Zion AME Church. She's going to be there. She's going to be the preacher. She's going to be the guest preacher. Y'all go over there March the 19th. Y'all go over there. Here, y'all go over there. Y'all go over there. I want to. My brothers and sisters, November will be here before you know it. Preachers, church leaders. It's not against the law to stand in church and encourage people to go vote. Matter of fact, our voter registration drive should be in every church. Every church should have voter registration forms. Every church should have voter registration forms. Let the people fill it out and mail it for them. That's not against the law. Now, what the law says that you can't do, you can't tell people who to vote for. Right. You can't stand in the pulpit and endorse a candidate. You can't do that. And I'm not asking nobody to endorse anybody, but what I'm asking people to do is encourage people to register to vote. We need to start a voter registration drive right now. Republicans outvoted the Democrats in the state of Alabama, in Barber County. I was talking to people who deal with this kind of stuff. They said it has never happened in Barber County. Republicans has never outvoted the Democrats in Barber County. And I believe what I believe now, Mr. Whitley. I believe a lot of the Democrats crossed over and voted Republican. I believe that now.
Oh, baby.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I mean, we got some paper to prove that. But we need to encourage our folks. We need to encourage our folks to go out and vote. We need to encourage them to register, to vote, and go out and vote. You need to register, folks. Getting a picture ID. You should have stumbled because of picture. Picture IDs are free. Free. All you got to do is go to the voter. I'm telling you what I know. I ain't telling what somebody told me. I've taken people up there. I've taken people to the voter registration office, and they took their picture, gave them a little card with their picture on it so they could vote. Didn't cost them a penny. Do it every day. Do it every day, Mr. Whitley. Do it every day. So we have no excuse.
Right.
And we're gonna put now come November when they got some local folks running. You'll see a lot of folks trying to take people to the poll because they're getting paid for. Shame on you. Everything shouldn't be $1.
Right.
And I'm telling for your own good, every elected official that's talking about running for re-election, I'm telling you, you can't take these people for granted. You better get out there and talk to these folks. These folks don't trust you. I'm telling you what they're telling me.
I've heard it.
Oh yes, you've heard it, and I guarantee you this, and I hate to use his name, but Mr. Cobb was out there on election day, and me and him talked, and me and him was both disappointed about the same thing. The folks don't want to go vote. We're trying to give folks. I said, I mean, you done took so far. I said, one, maybe two. You know, and I said, well, what are they saying? I want to make sure they were saying the same thing to him that they were saying to me. You understand? And it was. Oh, we don't trust them. We don't trust them. They ain't doing that. No, they're going to take the money and all that kind of stuff. Huh? And elected officials, y'all about to protect each other, man. Y'all about to go to bat for each other. Because the mood in the country now, the mood in the good suffering for the bad now. So you need to get out there. You need to put your record out there and say, I'm running on my record. I got a record of where I have done this, I have done that. I'm telling y'all, now y'all ain't got to listen to me. But the time is going to come when people are going to show you. People are going to show you. So that's my spiel on that. Now what I want to do, I want to encourage all of you. I want to encourage all of you to go to church. Let me tell you what we can do. When we start going to church, I want you to go to church where the gospel is being taught, being preached, and lived. I don't want you to go nowhere where somebody stand there and say one thing and then they live in a different way. No. You need to go where the gospel is being taught, being preached, and being lived. How are you going to stand up there week after week and tell the folks how much you love them, but yet you won't do nothing for them? That don't make sense to me. If you truly love the folks, man, you're going to be out there with the folks to find out what their needs are, and you're going to do all you can to meet their needs. You ain't going to worry about the folks who are trying to get over on you. That's going to happen, man. Folks are going to get over on you. If you don't do nothing at all, they're going to get over on you. So I'd rather for you to get over on me doing something than for me to not, because see, I can't stand before God and say, well, I didn't do nothing because I didn't want nobody to get over on me. That ain't going to work. No, that ain't. You better get up. Churches, it's time for us to wake up. Everybody who professes to be a Christian, you ought to be carrying somebody on your back. We are our brother's keeper. That's right. You need to go somewhere, man, where the gospel is being taught, where the gospel is being preached. And if you're going somewhere where the gospel is being preached and taught, then they got to tell you that we got to help one another. They got to tell you. And they got to be doing it. Isn't that them days of do what I say, not what I do? No. We're gonna have to do it and tell the folks, not only do you do what I say, but you do what I do. Huh? Man, we should have. I watched last night, and I say hello to my home state. Man, they had a large turnout in Louisiana last night. People standing in line. And I rejoice when I see people standing in line to go vote. I don't care who you're voting for. I don't care who you vote for. You have a right to vote for anybody you want to vote for. But go vote, man. Don't sit around the house and complain. We good at that. We now you know that. We good. I've been living life long enough to know that all that we good at complaining. But the very one of us that complain, we're the same ones when it comes time for action, we don't do a thing.
That's right.
We don't do a thing. If the ship is not, I'm reading a book now, so turn the ship around. That's the name of the book. If the ship ain't going the way you think it ought to go, turn it around. If you vote, and just like the proposal I was for, I lost that proposal, but I voted. And when next time election comes, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to vote again. And because I did participate, I got a right to talk about it. Because I participated.
That's right.
I got a right to talk about it. Because I help people get to the poll, I got a right to talk about those who didn't do nothing. Huh? And I take my hat off to them. I take my hat off to Mr. James Thomas. I take my hat off to Mr. Lucius Cobb. I take my hat off to First African Baptist and Joel Watson and all those folks who took people to. I take my hat off to them. Because, listen, we can't make folks do nothing.
That's right.
We can't make them. But we got to make sure that we do all that we can do. I can't make nobody go to church. But every Sunday I get up here, and guess what's happening? I hear other preachers, I've picked up on that now. I hear other preachers telling folks to go to church. And that's fine. That's fine. I don't own that. I don't own it. All of us ought to encourage people to go to church. All of us. And I heard a preacher say this last night, and I got real happy. I ain't going to call the name of the church, but let's say Church A. He said, even if you don't come to Church A, go to church somewhere. And that's all I do. I encourage folks to go to church somewhere.
That's right.
You mean to tell me out of all these churches, those of you looking on Periscope, you surrounded by churches. You mean to tell me all these churches and no church fit you? There'd be something wrong with you. All the churches ain't wrong. All the pastors ain't wrong. All the pastors, you talking about ain't no pastor, pastors ain't no good. No. Y'all quit listening to old Bullwinkle, whatever his name is. That fool getting on there talking about preachers. That's crazy. I had a man come tell me, Bishop Bullwinkle is sure enough telling the truth. Yeah, he ain't telling no truth. He lying. And you lying when you say he telling the truth. Listen to that fool. No. That aggravates me, man. Show telling the truth. How he telling the truth? You're going to down all preachers. No. You go ask Bullwinkle next time you need help. You call him up next time you need help. Next time you need somebody to go by the hospital. Huh? Next time you need a light bill or water bill, call Bullwinkle. See how much truth you get then. Huh? Oh yeah, man. We say and do some crazy stuff. No. Go to church, y'all. Go to church. Go to church. Go to church. And I guarantee you this here. When you have a desire to go to church, when your heart desires to go to church, and you make a commitment to go, God will do the rest. God will place you where, you know, I tell people all the time, not only are preachers called, but members are called. God will place you where you're supposed to be. Pastor J.D. Upshaw, good morning to you, my friend. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. I'm fit to go, y'all. My time is up. I done spent my dime. I tell you what I ain't going to do next week. I ain't coming on next week talking about the same thing. I ain't talking about no lecture next week. I ain't talking about what folks didn't do. Let them find out for themselves. Somebody call them. See if they call to try to dispute something I said. Hello.
Hello. I'm not calling to dispute something that he's saying, but I'm calling to add on to something that I saw that wasn't right.
All right.
The problem that I saw when I got to the polls, now, this is the first election that I have ever seen that nobody brought a ballot around. Before this election, somebody was bringing a ballot around to our churches.
You're right.
Instructing us how we needed to vote.
You're 100% correct. You're 100% correct.
Get to vote for. I got to the poll, and I'm looking at the ballot. I don't know what everybody is not educated on ballots.
You're right. You're 100% correct.
We needed somebody to inform us. Oh, we don't know all these people. We don't know these people that was on the ballot that we should have been voting for. You go to a poll and you're looking at a ballot and you don't know who is who. You don't know what to vote for. If I hadn't been informed by friends about voting for the county workers, on the back of the ballot, we wouldn't even know to look on the back of the ballot. We didn't even know what was on the back of the ballot.
So no.
everybody don't understand a ballot. You have elder people that's not educated, they can't see that good, like me. I have a sight problem. And that's one of my biggest concerns is somebody need to get off of there, do nothing, and get these ballots out. At least get them to the churches. You know people go to church. The people that go to church at least need to know what's going on with your ballot.
Right.
And I'm going to get off of my do nothing. I'm going to make sure whatever election is next, everybody that I can get to, they going to know who to vote for, because somebody going to show me on that ballot who we need to be voting for. Now, more of us need to get up.
That's right.
Like I said, just said, we need to get up and do what we can do. Too many people sitting down on there do nothing, talking about what's not happening. The other day, somebody was saying to me, man, look at all these trees on the side of the road. The county workers, they ain't doing their job. I said, man, the county workers got these trees off the road so you can get by. They have so much other work that they trying to do that's more important than this. Come on, wake up.
Look, thank you for calling, man. My dime is up. God, if you'd have called, I'd have gave you my whole time.
Thank you, Doc.
But I sure thank you here, and I'm in 100% agreement with you. I'm in 100% agreement with you. I'm in 100% agreement with you. And that's one of the things we tried to do. We tried to get people informed about the ballot. But I thank you. But I thank you very much for calling here.
Thank you, Doc.
Have a blessed day.
Thank you.
All right. Listen, my time is up. I thank that caller. I thank that caller for calling. I really thank him for calling. But now, there was a meeting the Monday before election. There was a meeting the Monday before election where they did pass out ballots. And but anyway, God, he's right. I don't see me saying nothing else. I got to go if y'all calling for me. Dr. Willie could have run me out of here. But I'll stay and talk. But you won't be on the air, but we'll talk to you. God bless you.
The next time you need a haircut, think of the barber shop with a grand tradition. Williams Barbershop. Williams Barbershop, proud to serve the entire community of Eufaula. Come by to our new location, new facilities, and see what it's like to be treated in style at Williams Barbershop in the old J.C. catalog store. There is another choice for making funeral arrangements. Central Funeral Services, located in Eufaula and Louisville, Alabama. With one-of-a-kind staff, thrives on professionalism and meeting the unique needs of families with a wide variety of services. Owned and operated by the Mixon family. Call 687-1060 or 266-5261. Melissa Mixon Smith, licensed funeral director.